your boy the Rattlesnake here for week 14, the final week of the season. Let's get right to the stories. Top story of the day is going to be that the Hitmen has clinched the East. One of the many top stories. Hitmen has clinched the East with the big win over the Wolfpack. Wolfpack hung strong, trying to go out fighting, but the Hitmen were just too much for them. Took their rightful spot as number one team in the East, and they deserved it. Other news in the East, the Ball Busters were unable to keep pace. They lost to the Sharks. The Sharks, we know, as well as the Wolfpack, are in that bottom tier. The Ball Busters, depending on what happens this week, may or may not be. So that's going to depend on what happens with the Ball Busters this week. Purple People Eaters and Rhinos. Purple People Eaters staying in the hunt for the Central after a big Gangsters loss. They were able to win. They're half game behind. They need the Gangsters to lose this week and a win this week. That'll give them the Central. The Gangsters, we did say, did lose to the Maniacs. The Maniacs to solidify the place along with the Rhinos in the Chelsea Bowl playoffs. So that's going to be interesting to see. And we don't know who the Central champ is yet, but we do know one thing. No matter which way you toss it, if the Gangsters are the champ or the Pro People is the champ, that other team's going to get their wild card. These two teams are playing each other first round of the playoffs. We know that. It's going to be huge. This is a huge rivalry. And either way you slice it, doesn't matter. All that matters is where it's going to be played. Is it going to be played in parts unknown, Purple People Eater territory, or is it going to be played down, at the old saloon down at Gangsterville territory? So we're going to find out what's going to happen this week. And we do know the East will play the West. The Scorpions, despite a loss, are still in the hunt for the West. They did lose to the Stallions, and the Outlaws were able to pull off a big win over the War Dogs to keep them in pace. So now, for the Scorpions and the Outlaws, the playoffs begin today, tomorrow. This week, the playoffs have already started. These teams need a win to keep pace, to get into the playoffs, to see who will take on the Hitmen. It's going to be awesome. Obviously, it's the game of the week. Here are your keys to victory. The Scorpions' success will depend on the health of Deshaun Jackson, while the Outlaws will rely on an old star to pull the team through. There you have it, folks. The First Lady versus the Quiet Men. Both of these teams have been division champions before, Outlaws being the reigning division champ, so he's in essence defending his title against the Scorpions this week. Other big news, we know the two teams in the Central making the playoffs. That's excellent. We also know that officially John has broken the points record with still 1 week left to play. So the Gangsters have broken the points record. They're only going to be able to build on that. So this score, the points, even though it's kind of a they already have broken it. It would be nice he can set the bar as high as possible this week by getting a high score. So that's interesting to know, which, heightens this rivalry between the Purple People Eaters and the Gangsters even more. So there you have it. It's your boy the Rattlesnake, last week of the regular season. After this week, we'll be back for playoffs. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. This is your boy the Rattlesnake signing off. Peace.